All right, all right, all right, y'all. I'm fired up. I I'm fired up. So I just got out of my session. I told y'all last time, like last time I was live, had a session. So I am a part of a community called Actionable CEO with Donnie Wiggins, and I like being in an environment in a community um, that can light a fire. Like it leaves you motivated. It leaves like wanting to work. So for me, working is doing the live videos, it's teaching, it's all of these things. Sometimes I'm not gonna lie, I feel drained, right? And I'm like, do I really want to go live? Like, are they gonna ask any questions? Like, is this gonna be another one like pulling teeth? But I was like, you know what? I don't even care. Like this one right here is not. I mean, it's for you guys. Like, I'm hoping that people come on, they have questions and things of that nature. But I'm fired up, like because I left my session with the Donnie Wiggins. I am completely like fired up, and I'm like, okay, I gotta get some work done. Like I gotta like, and what I do as far as work is help you guys. This is what I'm always hoping that those who take our classes and trainings, if it's designing, if it's doing a phone board project, if it's something for business, if it's a creative lounge session, like I'm always hoping that this feeling is what they get when they leave one of my sessions. It's like feeling fired up. Yes, I can do this. Or if it's one of those, okay, look, okay, she talks some real stuff. I got to get to it. Just feeling motivated, and that's just where I'm at. Like, so I'm gonna put that energy back out in the atmosphere because that is what I want people to feel when they leave my sessions. Is like, I can do this. Let's get this. Let's win. Oh, I just realized what I did. I just realized something. That was a horrible thing to do. I was supposed to take something out and I don't think I did. Oh no, I didn't put it in there. Okay, cool beans. Um I didn't put it in there. Okay, so that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So like I was saying, I'm just fired up. I am fired up right now. So we're gonna try this. And I'm hoping that I can go to sleep with the same like energy and just like I'm hoping that I'm not about to go to the room and even ask, winding down. It's like, how was your session? How was your live? And I'm just like, same old, same old. So I'm hoping that the energy of the room that I was just in somehow transfers over here. And at 8:30 at night, where East Coast Central Standard Time should be about like homestead, maybe even Mountain Time. I know it might be like, some of those folks on the West Coast might be like listening, driving home, you're not quite settled in. But I think this is a good time to where most of the country, like those who follow, like y'all should be settled in. Y'all should be able to be on this live while you are eating your dinner, fixing your dinner, working on something to where you can come in, say hi, drop a question. Like, yo, let's get to it. I am fired up, ready to help somebody get closer to their goals. Like, help you bridge the gap, maybe add some pieces, like some missing pieces of the puzzle to your vision. I want to help some people win for free. Like, I'm not, now I would like for you to join our community. Come on over to the Creative Lounge, okay? You can get this every single week. But for right now, oh, and thank you to every look. And look, this is a because how I was saying, y'all don't ask. I wasn't really asking for it, but I put it out there, right? So I'm like, you have not because you asked not. You don't put it out there. To everybody that dropped the cash app from that last line, oh, y'all are MVPs. Like, okay, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank y'all for dropping those cash apps. But hoping that again, just that energy just keeps moving, it keeps moving, it keeps moving. I need to share this out. I'm standing up at that. Like I push my chair to the side. I am standing up because I'm like, I'm really just feeling the energy. I'm hoping y'all don't make me kind of have to sit down because it's like draining. Hopefully that energy's over here. I'm not gonna say hopefully. That energy is here. This video is going to find the person who needs this. It's like, this is going to be one of those ones was like, okay, Lord, thank you, because I needed this help. Somebody going to tag somebody going to share this out. Everybody who's watching is going to share it out, because it might be some, you might not need the help, but you may not know that you have some people that need some help, that need some motivation. So they're going to find them, or y'all going to share in the group. You're going to tag somebody, or it's going to be you. But I know that this energy is not for nothing. There is going to be somebody where they're going to feel like this live was for me. I haven't been able to catch y'all on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You've been able to catch me, but it's just something like everything just lined up, right? You maybe were supposed to do something, it fell through, and everything sets you up to be right here. Right here, okay? Right here. I hear my phone, but I don't see my phone. Oh. So who is this call for? Who is this live video for? Who needed the help? Who is this for? Even if it's just for one person, who is that you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Is it you? Who needed this live broadcast? Like, who needed this live pro call and needed this help and needed the professor, the creative professor, to answer a question for you? Who needed it? Who is 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 it? And then I'm glad, see, that was a reason why I did not use my @everyone last time. Because I can use it now. Because, you know, with @everyone, you can only use that a couple times. We don't use it one time per day. I didn't use it last time. And see, look at God. Look at God. He's making a way. I tried to share it, but it said that you opted out. I'm not sure what that means. So you're trying to share it where? So you go, because you're on YouTube. So you hit share, it should give you an option to either copy the link or like a link, like a thing to click on it to share it to Facebook somewhere. So I don't know. I'll go check. Which YouTube channel are you on? Honestly Speaking or Silaholics Anonymous? All right, so let me get this all let me get this shared out, y'all. Let me get this shared out, okay? All right, so let's do @followers on this one. Why mine never lets me do @followers? I have no idea why. Mine does, like, my what's name never lets me do @followers. I don't understand. I don't understand. That's okay. I'm gonna do @everyone in the groups though. And I'll get my couple people like, oh, don't add me. Don't add me. I'm like, why are you in this group? If you don't want to be added, why are you in this group? Exit stage left. Those little what's names. Oh, wait. Did I just post that in the group? Maybe that's why. Did I post that in the group? I don't remember, but I'm going to do it again just in case I did not. Maybe that's why I didn't add followers, because I think in the groups you have to do the @everyone, but I'm not sure if I was on the group or not, but we're going to do it like this anyway. So I'm going to continue to share. So if you're coming into the room due to a share, a tag, or whatever, I am live again. I just got off a live, maybe an hour ago. Because I had to get off, had to go to my coaching call or mentorship call. And I came back because maybe Donnie Wiggins had your girl fired up. You hear me? She had your girl fired up. And I'm like, I want to just bring that energy back. I wasn't ready to let go of that energy, not ready to let it go. So I was like, let me come back live and let's see if we can't help somebody. Like, let's see if this energy is for a reason, that somebody is going to come on, going to find this live, and they needed some help. They needed some coaching. They needed some mentorship. They needed some guidance. They needed some help with a program or whatever it is. I'm hoping that that energy has transferred over here, because I just left an amazing session. Um, okay, so there's the at everyone for that one. Mm, 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 mm. Mhm, mhm, mm, 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 mm. All right, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go, there we go. You're on Soulholics Anonymous. I don't know. Let me go and see. I don't know. Maybe it is something that's going on kind of funky with that one. So let's go, let's back it up, back it up, back it, back it, back it up, back it, back it, back it up, back it up, back it, back it, back it up. All right, so we're gonna click on this one, which I have to turn off my sound 1 second. And then on my end, it allows me to, if I hit share, I can copy the links there. I can copy it. I can hit Facebook. I can hit email. So I'm not sure. Like, so yeah, mine maybe is if you're trying to share it to Facebook, you haven't opted. This ain't you haven't opted in. That means there's something on your side. So you may just have to copy the link and then just take it over to Facebook and then just drop that link there. Lord, that looks so great. Like, let me show y'all. Let me show y'all how this thing has me looking. Hold on. Present, share screen, entire screen. Oh wait, no, this one. All right, let me move this. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait, where'd it go? Oh, it went away. Okay, hold on. So if I can share screen, let's see, create a post. Oh, it might have been over here. Is it gonna show it? Is it gonna show it? It's gonna show it. Look how it has me looking. Look. Oh wait, it's not showing it. Hold on. There we go. Look at how it has me looking. That's just crazy. Why would it do me like that? Why? Why would it do me like that? All right. So, anywho, anywho. Um, so introductions again. I'm your girl, Shakia Bell Pericles, also known as Shakia, the professor, the creative professor of HSA 365. If you don't know who I am, what I do, why am I on your screen right now? You are probably someone that looks for videos or you are in groups that are centered around being creative and crafty and creating all sorts of things, doing sublimation, using Silhouette Studio. You've probably done a search for the words like Photoshop or designing or Canva. And I teach all of that. Okay. So that's probably why I have popped up in your algorithm. I am now all up in your mix because you have probably done a search of any of those things, starting a business, with the things that you make, turning it, your passion into profits, stuff like that. It's probably why I am showing up for you. So that's just a little bit what I do. I help creatives like just kind of reach their full potential. I help you find your design voice. I keep it real. I'm very passionate when I talk. We try and keep it real honest around here. Hence the name, Honestly Speaking. We have the best summation paper and ink that allows you to create amazing things like this. Skulls earlier, but like, yo, the color, well, it's the green light. It's Elgato one, and that might always kind of mess up stuff. But those are the things. So I am here to help you. Like it doesn't matter if you read the description. So if you don't read descriptions, read them because I am one where most times, like I'm kind of like, "Lady, what is this about? What can you ask about?" I think sometimes people don't know what to ask. I'm like, okay, if you're brand new, like what is she an expert in? What can I ask? I can ask like really, really like beginner, like dude, I know nothing type questions. Can I get a little bit more intermediate? Can I get advanced? And the answer is absolutely hell yes. Ask away. But I'm on these clouds. What you cannot do is come up in your girl inbox, okay? Trying to help. I will redirect you to the group where I let you know the next time that I will be live, okay? Do not provide free help like that via my inbox because my time is precious. But if I have allocated time to be live, take advantage of this. Otherwise, come and holler at your girl in the creative lounge. That is where we meet every single Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You have unlimited access to the playbacks. You get access to an exclusive community. So even when you watch the playbacks, if you have follow-up questions, you can ask them. It is the place to be for every single crafter creator. Whether you are doing, if you want to do this as keep it real, personal and keep it real, hobby like. If you want to make it a side hustle, you want this to be a really, really profitable part time that you're really taking this serious, or you want this to be the full time thing. You want to be a full entrepreneur in the space of creating customized items and keepsakes. You are in the right place. Okay. I have been doing this for a really long time. I have been designing and got introduced to like just designing on a higher level. It's been 26 years. 26, I'm going into year 20. Okay, I have worked a lot of jobs that have given me the experience to be able to help you everything from really understanding for American Airlines, which is like where the heat play, but the food and beverage company there. I have been operations manager for a coffee company. I have done sales jobs. I have worked with money in like the stands for the food service and doing inventory. I have installed home security systems for Brinks Home Security. I have done event planning. I was an event coordinator assistant at Ford Memorial University for their Lou Rawls like activity center. I created some processes we still use today. Your girl got a recipe, okay? I am well equipped. I am qualified to be able to help you reach your goals, okay? Whatever they may be. I, I still think I can help you. Like, but within the realm of just being creative, event planning, or designing, just getting started in entrepreneurship, Shopify, like setting up websites. I'm your girl, all right? So, like I said in the beginning, I'm just feeding off of the energy from my coaching session that we were in, and I just want to be able to help. So I'm hoping that I came on, not for not. I don't have to pull teeth to get questions and get engagement, but you guys are here ready to receive free help, free. Because otherwise, you would have to pay 25.63 to holler at your girl on a Monday or in one of our upcoming classes for the month of February, all the cart classes. But right now and tomorrow morning, we will offering you guys help. Well, tomorrow morning is a topic. Tomorrow evening is when we're going to do the Q&A, but we'll see if we still do that. But tomorrow morning, I do have a topic that we didn't quite finish today on are you really doing everything that you can to generate income and like really help your business? Okay. So oh yes, and I'm an Air Force veteran, so yes. All right. So I'm not because I don't see any questions here. I don't see like all of that, and there is uh okay. I do see okay. I'm sorry, it came up. I do see. Let's get into it. Hello to everybody that is there. I don't see any other questions. Just a bunch of hello. So hello, hello, hello. Incredible. All right. So let's get into it. Appreciate it first. How do you decide which design or products to discontinue when they're not performing well? They're not performing well. So um, you have to really ask yourself why they're not performing well. Is it something that you did, or you did not do, and how you promoted it? So if you feel like you have really been pushing it, if you're someone that utilizes social media, have you been pushing that content? Have you been pushing that particular item to get people to opt in and purchase it? Contact you, at least get an inquiry. Like, have you had discovery calls and just inquiry calls or inquiry DMs? But if you've gone and you've put it out there and it is like radio silence, baby, it's time to let it go. Okay. And let's just refocus. Like, let's think about who it is that we're trying to serve. Like, how can you reach them? How can you connect with them? So I'll tell you, I've gone to that. Like, I am at that point where I know that I am doing everything. I am showing up, whether it's a live video or I am showing up and just, these little fingers and typing out responses and creating posts and creating content. I know that I'm exhausting all possibles. I'm using my email marketing, and there are times where it falls flat. And although it's not a design, it's like it's time to move on. So this is kind of like my farewell tour as well. So I'll probably be really, really energetic. Like I've given this 10 years. And here, like the past like year and a half, it's been falling kind of flat. So I said, you know what? This is what I love. I can't just like stop cold turkey, but you start to make that transition out and start to just focus on other things. So that's what I can say about that is if you've exhausted everything and you know that it's not due to a lack of effort on your part, then it might be time to let that go. Now, as far as designs, you have to ask yourself, have you done the research and are you in tune? Are you tapped in to what the market, the clientele that you are trying to reach and attract, the ones that you're trying to resonate with? The designs that you're putting out there, is it something that they like? So I am one where I don't like all that busy stuff. Like there's some folk where I'm in craft groups. I'm like, I know I'm connected to people. Like social media, I will engage, I will give you a like, but baby, I am not buying anything that you have. I'm not gonna really promote a lot of your because it's not my style. I it's too busy for me. You got too much going on. There's just no thought process. It's like craft gumbo. It's just too much going on. The flavor profile just isn't working for me. So I just don't like that doesn't resonate with me. And you might be an amazing designer. What you do, your skills are great. But if the people who are actually whose eyeballs are actually on it, they're like, okay, that's cool, but that just doesn't tickle my fancy. You're putting out a lot of work that no one values, which is why I'm always telling you guys, it's not about your worth. We're all worth something. The effort that you put in is worth something, right? You're putting it out there. But the people who you are marketing it to, who you are presenting it in front of, do they find value in it? Do they find interest in it? If not, then it's time to let it go, which is where I'm kind of at. Like, I mean, I got some folks that find interest, but that's what kind of keeps me home to know. But at the same time, I'm like, okay, maybe is it just the Q&A part? I need to let that go. So I am going to kind of, I am transitioning into doing some more pre-recorded because my content, I feel like it fared a little bit better when I was doing pre-recorded. I still can't do short form, but some pre-recorded long form content and just like tips and things. So I'm like trying to pivot out because maybe it's not that, they don't like y'all don't like me or just like, like it's not found valuable, but maybe it's just the live that's just not connecting, and I just need to go back to like the pre-recorded. Is it that, well, you're great when you're live. I'm not going to watch the playbacks because they're an hour long, So it's like you have to start to think about these things. Ask yourself the hard questions. Don't run away from the hard questions. Don't run away from the no's. Ask some people. Don't get all up in your feelings if the feedback is not favorable. Like embrace that. Think about that. Make a plan. Ask yourself, well, why are they saying these things? So many people, especially in these groups, they just want to hear the positive stuff. They don't want to hear real constructive criticism from somebody else's perspective. It's not to say that you're doing anything wrong and you have to change, but when you're in business and when you're creating something, you're not creating it for yourself. You can't sell it back to you. You can't give it back to you. It is for the masses to consume. So if some of that feedback has come back saying, so see, what had happened was, and you get all like, as if like I put this out here for confirmation that it is good. I wasn't really looking for any constructive criticism. I wasn't looking for any feedback. I put this out here to stroke my ego, and I'm looking for somebody to say yes. And then when you get that person, it's like, well, really? You got an attitude about it? Maybe you need to check yourself. Think about, or maybe DM them. Hey, what is it that you did not like? Yo, I'm notorious for doing that, baby. I'm gonna ask you, what was it that you didn't like, did like, which is why my classes I feel like they have for My standards. I feel like there has been like a shift like over the years because I'm always tapped in with the people that I serve. Are you really tapped in with the people who you desire to serve and you desire to sell to? Are they really looking for what you have to offer? It might be what you like, but is it what they want? So maybe you have to change what it is that you're designing, you're making, and things of that for them to buy into it. Make sense? All right, cool beans. So Silhouette has a new update. Do I hit the install button? I cannot answer that for you. I did a live video where I did update and I showed some of like, the way they look. It's a newer look. Unless you have one of the newer machines, there's really no need for you to this. Like, there's nothing new, no new tools, no new functions. It just looks aesthetically, it just looks different. But none of the tools have changed, improved, or anything like that. There's actually some bugs. If it's working for you, especially if you're in your busy season or you're prepping for it, definitely do not change that. Nothing has improved, but I knew it was coming. I said this months ago that they were going to have a version 5, and here we go. So, and you said update 4.5. So you're actually way, way, way behind because there's actually version 5 now. So the latest updates is version 5. They've actually moved away from the version 4. All right, so last question that I see here. So I guess we're gonna wrap up after this because no one else is posting questions. So if the temperature said press the tumbler, wait, if the temperature, but then you said seconds. So maybe we need to redo this. So if the temperature said, I'm guessing instructions said press the tumbler for 50 seconds, then turn it, do it again. Do I have to do that with your paper? Okay, so I don't even care what the rest of that said. All right. Our paper is very unique and very different. So when you get certain blanks, they don't know, like, they kind of make their settings based off of generic and some of the standardized people. They're going to base their recommendations off of what they have, like the paper they had, the printer that they had, and like the inside. The one thing about our paper, it's very unique. Okay. You don't really have to follow the instructions of the blank because the power is in the paper. So as long as your tumbler press actually gets to the temperature, you can go within that like 30-second range. Now, there's another thing, when it comes to the heat press, they're not all the same. So there are some tumbler presses where because the tumbler is cold, right? When you put it in there, no matter like, you'll have the temperature and it will go to a holding temperature, not the actual temperature. You put your tumbler in there and you close it. It doesn't start to immediately count down, right? Because it's trying to like heat it up to that temperature. And once it kind of indicates that temperature, then it will start to count down. Which that really puts you like sometimes it can be 20 seconds before it gets up there, depending on like the quality of your press. It can be 30 seconds. So that first press, according to countdown, could actually be in there for like a minute. That will burn our paper. If you are setting it at like 365, the holding temperature is going to probably be somewhere around like 330, which is going to start like that sublimation process. We have sublimated things as low as like 325 degrees. So once you put it in there, if your countdown counter, like it doesn't start immediately, then you may want to have a secondary timer and go ahead and do that for, like I said, 30 seconds. And then you're going to rotate it for 30 seconds and then do your ends for like 10 to 15, rotate it. That's if you're using a 20-ounce attachment. If you have a 30-ounce attachment, but you're putting a 20-ounce, where am I? A 20-ounce tumbler in it, you have extra space. You can really press it 30, rotate it 30, and you should go. Okay. So I am an oven girl. I use a regular standard oven. I used to use our like small Oyster, whatever, but so much where it doesn't have a good seal before very close. So the air and the heat in it kind of fluctuates. I prefer to use regular big oven that has a good seal on it. It doesn't have to be convection. that's where I get the best results, and I can do multiple tumblers at one time in that oven. But I am definitely an oven girl. Don't have a tumbler press at all. Let's see. What are the most effective systems or tools for managing a part-time crafting business from tracking orders to maintaining customer satisfaction? Most effective on what budget? Are we looking for the most effective on a free low budget? Are we looking for a hey, I need effective and I have coins to spend? Where are we? Where are we at with that? Okay? And while you're putting that in, we're going to go to the next one. Also, bring that question. I like that. Bring that to creative lounge, okay? Or I might have my sister write that down and let's kind of dive into that in creative lounge where I can really like, get in it and create a whole session about well, we actually have well, no, that was in creative business. But I'll probably do a session that kind of goes. No, we have gone over some resources, but we'll just reiterate that. It's like if there's anything that's changed in 2025 and things of that nature. So bring that to creative lounge. But I'll kind of give some things here as well. So, what version of Silhouette are you using right now? I'm still using 4.3 something and hesitant to upgrade. Don't want to know. Well, I always recommend 4.3.370. That is where I wish I probably could have stayed at. But because I had classes and things coming up, and with the new, what that thing called, the new Cameo 5, and people, now that's like a more machine, and I teach. I did have to go up. I'm on 4.5 point something, like on my main computer. My laptop has version 5 on it. So we did that live where I put version 5. I go in there every once in a while just to kind of like try it out, see if there are any bugs. So I'm kind of utilizing both. Um, if I'm being totally honest, with the 4 computers I have, well, actually 5 is not even Mac, which I don't really use. That one has a 4.4 system. I have a laptop that has version 3.6. This computer has version 5. My other laptop has version 4. Wait, version 5, version 4.5. My laptop has version 3, and Evans has version 4.4, I think. So but if I had to tell you, like, recommend one, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If you don't have a Cameo 5 or a Curio 4, stick with 4.3.370. Nothing has changed. I think the only major difference between like 4.4 and then like, well, 4.3 and then going to like a 4.4, 4.5 or version 5 would be things like auto PNG trace, which I don't really recommend. Anyway, smart snapping, which can be kind of buggy. So those are the only like major differences when you go to those. So stick with where you're at if it's working. So free to mid, no more than $50 per month. Well, if you are willing to put in the work, you can use things like um, Google, like Google Forms, Google Sheets, Google Docs to create like order forms and be able to send that to clients and have them send it back to be very efficient in your emailing of things and just send them forms and just kind of having an internal system for yourself for how you process it. If you are looking for something to process orders, some people do not like PayPal. I absolutely love it. I would recommend if you are just starting out to start using PayPal because there is kind of a grace period where you have to be using the system for so long. And when it's a business transaction, you have to show like tracking. It can take, even with the tracking, it can take up to 21 days for you to like get certain things. So you may want to take your deposit to get like your supplies, but maybe have them do like that finalized like invoice via PayPal. You want to start using that so that you can get out of that like probationary or when they like that hold period where they are holding your money. We are at a point where PayPal don't hold our money. Somebody goes on our website, shop.hsinc365.com, we get our money. They go and they purchase something on HSInc Designs, we get our money. So if someone's using, uh, even if I do like an invoice through there, I haven't had to do that in a long time. We're getting our money. So I like PayPal. There is a built-in invoicing system. I taught that during the creative business. I'll be teaching it again in creative business, how to put everything that you offer in there to make doing your invoices so much easier. That was a really, really great session when we did that in the last Creative Lounge program. Um, so PayPal, I've never really delved into the Square to know what all it offers because PayPal has just worked for me, and I haven't been in a position to really just try out a whole lot of whole. Some people say they like Square. There's now so many like mini website type options like Paytip. If you're doing digital, you have like Gumroad, you have Stan Store. There's a lot of like options. What was the other? Thrive Cart. There's a lot of options for kind of like somewhat automating your sales or just for it to be a payment processor. You can still use Cash App. Some people will say, not to use that. If you are structuring and you have systems set in place and you're handling your business everywhere else, that to me is just a payment processor. Some people make it like seem like, oh, well, you can't take that to the bank. Well, if you are processing everything and when the money comes in and you are putting it in the bank, you have a good bookkeeping that lines up with those deposits. There is a way to be professional presenting, even if you are using things like Cash App to collect certain payments. I can do it with Shopify, where I still send out an invoice. If they pay me via Cash App, I can go in there, say I received the money. So I still have this system that shows a record of this sale. The website that I use for our classes has a Cash App option. So if this major company can use it, I'm still not understanding why it's going to tell you to not use it. You do want a bank account. So that's just a payment process. You still want to have an actual bank account where you can like not commingle your funds. Okay. So just to kind of like recap, anything Google wise and using that as like your order form and sheets and things like that, using PayPal or Square. If you're really, really like wanting a site, Etsy is always an option, and sites like ThriveCart, PayHip, and Sandstore. Those will be your options. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. All right. So does that mean after 30 minutes, you're wrapping it up? No other questions? Going once, going twice. And just to kind of piggyback over here, maintaining customer satisfaction is maintaining the lines of communication. You don't necessarily have to have an automated system. So even if you have to manually do your emails, you want to have a set of emails that like that you use to like respond. This is where ChatGPT comes into play. This is one of the things that we're going to go over in Creative Lounge. So this is where things like that will come into play, and you can have yourself a database of like automated replies and things of that nature. Yes, you have to do the work yourself, but you're most 9 times out of 10, you're not going to be like that booked and busy where it's like really, really hard to keep up. And you should be able to maintain that. Once you get to a point where you cannot maintain and like it's just too much for you to try and do the thing, do the emails and all that, those things, that's when you want to look into some paid automation and automated ways of doing things. You still have to feed it, so you still have to do that work. So if you do it in your infancy, when you are starting out and you learn good habits, right? We don't want to take bad habits and we're building, and now we can't course correct. We want to build good habits. So if in your just starting out, I'm still just a hobbyist, I'm thinking like you're planning, right? You're prepping for this to become a business. You want to set your systems in place early. You want to set your processes in place early. You want to set up, your tone of your business early. You go in, you create you some things, and it's like copy paste. It's going to make your life so much easier. But you want to just communicate with your customers. That is how you're going to maintain customer satisfaction, and just like good customer service is how you communicate with them. And you don't need a system automates it, but that should be in your brand. That should be like, that's just something that you do, whether it's manual or automated. Okay. um All right. So as much as I love you, I will not answer any of your questions because you are in Creative Lounge. I know you're probably trying to help out. You guys are here. You're getting this information. If this is helpful for you, let me know in the chat. You may not have asked these questions, but if these questions have been on your radar, this line of question has been on your radar, and the responses have helped you, let me know in the chat. I want to see some other names other than Akeisha. Akeisha has access to me because she is in, just like myself, in the Creative Lounge. So she has access to me. She pays for this access. So this would be a time where those who don't, money might be funny, can't really do it right now. I would love to see your questions. Where can I help you at? Because I help Akeisha and so many others like her every single Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So, but your last question, I'm going to answer for you. So hopefully some more people in here is, I'm familiar with Silhouette Studio, but how can I truly unlock its full potential to create professional designs that stand out in a crowded market? There was no such thing as a crowded market. Like, get that, get that out of your head. The crowded market are the groups that you are in on Facebook, because you are in groups that have tens of thousands, of people, some groups, 100,000 people in it. That's the created market, and you feel really small amongst the people in these groups, and you're seeing them post, and you feel like, I have nothing to contribute to these groups. I don't have orders like this that are coming in. My creative juices aren't working like that. That's where the crowdedness comes in at, right? But there are some people, the folks on your block, they don't know them people. You live in an apartment complex, the person above you, below you, they don't know them people, but they have a need that could could fulfill that need, but you're not putting it out there, right? So it's not about the design. Like, there's a bunch of different markets. There is no one way. There's people that make sarcastic shirts and designs. There's ones that do memorial. There's one that, like, they do political. There's ones for affirmation. There's religious ones. What crowded market is there? It's crowded because as crafters, you guys are taught, oh, you have to operate in seasons. So right now you're seeing all the Valentine's Day stuff. Now you're about to see all the Black History stuff. Then you're going to see all of the grad stuff and all of the Mother's Day stuff. You'll probably see some of the Dr. Seuss stuff, the 100 Days. So because you're in these groups where they operate from it's a craft season, it seems crowded. Like, you're trying to figure out, what can I do to stand out amongst all of these? Like, well, I like the trend. I want to do Valentine's, but what can I do? Okay, go in there for some inspiration and things like that. If you have a creative block, and you kind of create your own, you have to find your own design voice based off of how you prefer to design. And you're going to have to do some market research to find out the people who you are able, like, who are touch points for you, right? If you make a post, who will end up seeing it? Who's on your timeline? The people that they will potentially share it out to, who they're going to recommend you to. What type of person are they? Are they the sexy red crowd? So they like virtue, they like this. So you got some all peaceful and harmony, and it's just, but they will ratchet, you know, will really love her. Like, she got that, like, certain draw to her, and it's like not proper English. So you kind of maybe want something that's in a little bit of slang, but you really proper. Like, for me, I don't do well with the ratchet crowd. I just cannot figure that out. You have some people that like really like crazy graphics. My brother sent me some pictures. He's trying to figure this outfit. I was like, if my brother brought this shirt, that means that there's a crowd for people are getting, because just like it was like weird, it's like some weird, crazy looking bear. But I would never think to like create that. Like Zani Mani saw it, he was like, that's tricky. I don't create creepy designs, but there is a market for creepy looking designs. Like it is what it is. There's a market for graffiti. There's a market for what in the craft world you guys think, I don't want the box. But there's literally a market for those things. But if that's not the market that you're in, of course, they're not going to work. The problem is you guys don't know the market that that you're serving. You have no real market. You're going off of what you see people create in these groups. So how you create designs is going to stand out to your potential customers, to those who you can actually touch, is figure out what they like. I want more design. I'm sorry, I'm gonna grab them. I am not the heaven and gates and putting wings. So I'm in groups where, every time I turn around, oh, such and such pass, or I want to make it something for this. Can somebody remove the background and add wings to this for me? Can somebody put this in the sky and put some gates? Y'all do know it's some other shit y'all can do. That's not the only thing that defines Memorial. Like, why does it have to be sad and somber? Like, if you say it's a homegoing celebration. Where is the designs that's about their life? It's showing them happy. It's not bringing you sadness. It's going to be a design where you can look at it and smile because it floods like all these memories just come flooding back to you. Why does everything have to be sad? And truth of the matter is, some of them folks going to hell. Y'all throwing some y'all throwing some wings on them. And the reason why they're here is because they was unalive doing something they got no business doing. I know we want to feel good and feel like everybody's gonna go to heaven. But if you are a believer, we know that everybody gonna make it. Okay? He gonna be at the pearly gates saying, really? 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 So it's not, you have to understand who you are creating for, and then learn the skills to create those designs. The other thing is stop learning to create designs or like taking these classes because, okay, you see this design and it's just about teaching you that design. What skills are they teaching you? Are you truly learning how to use the design programs? So that way, when you find your voice, it's like I can actually design according to my voice and I don't only have the knowledge. So you're not in a lot of these classes, you are not gaining skill sets and knowing how to do composition and do layouts and select fonts and think outside of the box. You're learning to create this design that they have promoted, and that's it. Start to take some classes going to teach you skills, how to actually utilize the program. Classes that don't just show you what it does, but also breaks down what it does not. Y'all know where you can. Does anybody know where you can find the type of classes at? Let me know in the chat. Have you come across some teaching that teach you skills, that teach you the good, the bad, and the ugly? Where can we find some classes like that at when it comes to design? Hello, hello, hello. Incredible greetings. I ain't trying to be funny. I'm trying to be real. Now, I don't know. Then maybe my messaging is coming off wrong. If it's coming off as me being funny, I'm being very, very serious. Like it's a heart attack. Let me know, where can we find, like, have you guys come across some classes like that? What classes have you guys taken that has taught you some skills, like real skills? your classes, your classes have everything we need to succeed. HS Inc. 365. Well, technically it's 365 Creative Academy, but I like where you're going with that. But no, I mean, let's see, the classes from 365 Creative Academy. I mean, I mean, it's stroking my ego a little bit, stroking my ego a little bit. But outside of 365 Creative Academy, what lives, what, because there's a lot of people that do like free tutorials and classes. Are you getting a full experience? Are you really getting education and knowledge? Because they're not just showing you the thing, but they're going through, okay, this potentially happened. This is how we troubleshoot this. This isn't an alternative option to this. Are you getting a full experience where if you are not able to get or acquire the things that they are using, but you can still do the thing. So I did that in my phone board class, right? So I let them know, hey, I personally don't use Dollar Tree phone board. They cut differently. I when I did my in-person class, I brought to my phone board in-person class three different types of boards: a low-level one, a mid-grade one, and a higher grade phone, and had them cut it, having them feel that, like how it bounced back, how it is cutting through it. So even if you cannot attend one of my live in-person classes, do that for yourself. Go get a cheap board, go get a mid-grade board, go get a more expensive, high quality board, and you're gonna and cut out the exact same picture. My students can attest to this. Tell them you have this, everybody cut out the same exact picture, the same exact image, and I strategically chose something that like images that had curves, straight lines, things of that nature, because you want to see how it cuts. We had images that had nice, wide out curves, and then we had some like really tight spots because how you cut is going to be different for that. Like you have to go and test for those. And I'm like, I'm feeding them this information. If you're using this brand in this, if you're using this type of blade, this is the results that you're going to get. You're not going to be able to get those precise cuts if you're not using this type of blade, this degree of blade. Like that is what I'm talking about when I say a class that's going to equip you with the knowledge and the skills. I don't think it's, to be honest, like keep it real, keep it a buck. Y'all, people like to use the word gatekeeping. They can't keep what they don't know. A lot, a lot of the educators, they don't know. There's a lot of people who are teaching right now, and they got into teaching because, oh, I'm not paying that amount. I'm gonna figure this out myself, whatever. They want to teach their technique, and that's all that they know. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They may have perfected their technique, but that is all that they know. So it may not be a matter of gatekeeping. They can't keep it. They don't know. They probably just don't know it. Well, hello there from Australia. Hello, Rita. Welcome, welcome. If you guys are just coming in, I am fired up after my it's not really a coaching session, but I pay for a community in a program, and he's not really, he's just like on fire. And I'm like, I came in to like transfer that energy here. So I wasn't supposed to be live again until tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I was like, let's come on. Maybe it's going to be someone. I don't feel like I've come across that person because Aquisha, much love, appreciate the questions. She's in Creative Lounge. Like she has access to it. I haven't seen that question where it's like, well, in her questions may have, because someone may have been scared. I'm not going to say that. God might be using her to ask those questions for somebody that was afraid to ask those questions. They needed those answers. They needed some free resources to help them become a little bit more organized, become a little bit more focused, be a little bit more systematic. And they were too afraid to put their name on the screen and ask that question. So she asked that question on their behalf. So I'm grateful for that. But I want that person that's going to be bold, that really needs some help. You are struggling. You know that you were crying about your progress. You're looking at everybody else around you. You can't figure out what it is. Is it design? You had a design that had you ready to throw something at your computer. All you needed was some help. Where that person at? Where is that person who's like, I'm at my wit's end? I don't feel like the question will come up. Okay, should I upgrade to silhouette? It's a basic question. That's not a life or death. That's not a success or fail type question. I'm looking for that person that has that success or fail. That almost feels like life or death type of question that need that help. They need that guidance. They need that mentorship. So I'm going to. I'm an hour in. I'm 54 minutes in. I'm gonna give that person 2 minutes to speak up so I can help you. If not, girl, let's go. It's gonna be please. I'll be 5,000. So you got 2 minutes to speak up. Closed mouths don't get fed. Okay. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know where you need help at. I just know the 26 years that I can bring to the table. I know where I can help you at, but you gotta help, you gotta meet me halfway. I earlier I said give me 1 month, right? For you guys to enroll in the creative lounge. Oh, you already told me I was getting white. To enroll in the creative lounge and to give me 1 month. But that was the wrong way. Give yourself 1 month. Invest 1 month into yourself. See what 1 month of live sessions you're going to show up. You're going to do the work. What does 1 month of work look like? 1 month of guided help, guided, um, guided like a structured help where you're going to come to the live sessions, you're going to come to those protocols, get that help, and you're going to work all the other sessions that are there and take in as much as you can. Are you willing to take a pause? All of that other foolishness, the time that you spend in other groups, if you really can, like, if they can pinpoint too much time, not just that you're online, but that you're in these groups, you're spending way too much time, but you could have that, taking that time where you just listen to the class, listen to the information, then go back and write some notes. You can probably consume all of that information that is there in that month if you just give yourself 1 month. 650. What can you sell right now? What can you market? What can you create? What do you have in your craft space that's been sitting there? And you can get your butt online, get on social media, post that thing, whether even if it's a shirt, it says, I will put whatever design you want on these shirts, putting them out to what can you do for yourself to get that 3650 in profit or subtracting materials that you can get 1 month in the creative lounge? I have all the tools to succeed, but I still feel stuck. I can't really help you with like I can help you get unstuck because I'm going to ask like here I can't really ask it unless you're going to share some information with me. Like so, just saying that I'm stuck. What's keeping you stuck? Is it your life? Is it your commitments? Is it just lack of motivation? Is it that you just don't have any direction? You see so much going on, you don't know which route to take. You've invested in so much equipment, you don't know what to like, what's really going to work it for you. What are your goals? Right? I feel stuck. Are you stuck because you don't know where you're going? Y'all do know, right? So let's like think um like logical about certain things. Let's a GPS. A GPS is designed to get you to where you want to go. Then you use certain ones. It's going to tell you about roadblocks. It's going to tell you about police being there, debris in the road, things like it's going to give you a route. It's actually going to suggest to you a couple of different routes that you can take. But in order for it to give you those potential routes, in order for it to, once you select a route, and for it to tell you any hazards, you had to do what? Put a destination in there. You can't just open the app and it gives you a route to nowhere. Where are you going? What is that you want to accomplish? Where do you want to get to? Have you defined what it is that you want to get to? Because you can put that and type in your goals, type in your vision, type in your plans in the GPS of your mind, in a class. Your questions now become you inputting that in, like putting in the this is the destination. How do I get there? I can't give you a route if you are not able to express to me what the destination is. So, lack of motivation, where does that come from? Is your lack of motivation stemming from you feel like, well, I've tried, I haven't seen any success. So now I'm like, what's the point? Right. So I don't have any motivation because I have not seen any success. Well, when it comes to getting that success, did you try and you gave up? Did you seek assistance? Did you seek guidance? Hey, okay, this is what I have tried. Exactly what I tried. A, B, and C. I'm doing this. I'm posting. But if you can't tell me, okay, well, I was posting every day. I was, I had business cards. I've done some flyers. I've shown up to, organizations. I've been to parks. I've been to schools. I've reached out to the very people that in craft groups, they like to tell you, oh, they're not your customers. Your family and friends, they're not your customers. You're going to get going from strangers. How do you know that? Half of y'all go and you automatically assume you feel entitled to their support. But do they even really know what you're doing? Because do you know what you are doing? So how are they supposed to know what it is that you can provide if you are not expressing it? You don't post. They don't know. When the last time they been in your house? They know how many printers you have. What printer is it? A dye-based printer? Is it EcoSource printer? Can it do banners? Can it do backdrops? Can it do yard signs? Can it make a tumbler? Can it make a mold? Is it a UV printer? Do you have a CNN rod that can go and cut this out? Do you have the skills to be able to cut this out? You ain't really showing nobody what you do, but you manage your friends and family because they went to the person that has been advertising, that has been saying what it is they can do, and you just feel entitled for them to just, well, they just supposed to know. They saw me with my shirt on at the party and da 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 da. Are you communicating? When was the last time you went through your are you too prideful to go through your phone? Send out some text messages. Use ChatGPT to figure out what you can send as a text message. They may not need your services, but don't they got jobs? Don't they have kids? Do they have kids in sports? That someone that's probably active in a PTA, somebody that goes to some type of meeting. Hell, they might go to an alcoholic anonymous meeting. You might need to make them a cup or something like that. Like, hey, look, instead of picking up the drink, look, every time you think you're going to get a drink, you're gonna have a cup that's a motivational cup. Like, baby, put no liquor in here. You better put some water. You better put you some tea and pretend you guys have resources, but you are not actually utilizing them because you want the money to fall into your lap. You want the orders to just fall into your lap. You feel entitled to it just because you made the decision to become a crafter that monetizes. You felt like that entitled you to sales, and that is not the case. That is not the case. Okay, so now we're getting somewhere. All right. See, now we're getting somewhere. So now, see, how was I supposed to know that, right? I didn't know that there was a fire. It damaged your baker, right? So now it's like, yeah, that pieces that can create this fear. What if I go and I do all of these things to build this up, and now this happens, right? So I'm not sure, what level of business insurance do you have? Did you just have liability? Did you have property? So maybe now, like the risk is going to be there. This is something that you want to do, whether it's in the bakery, if it's in your home. This time around, are are there fail safes, or not say fail safes, but are there provisions for things? This time around, like I lost everything. There was no money to replace it. There was no insurance to replace it. So if I'm doing this, it's a high risk. I know that I need to look into in case anything happens. It could be a freak of nature. You think that people in California thought their house was going to burn to the ground and their place is going to burn because of wildfires, but hopefully they had protection. So I get the PTSD. But what are you going to do about it? If you are going to let that PTSD control you, consume you, you might as well give up because if you're going to continue to make excuses, say this is the reason instead of figuring out what can I do to get past this? What was the root of this? Okay, I lost everything. Okay, what can I do? Or what can I put in place to make sure that I don't lose everything again? Or if it does, I have things in place. So, as a lot of times, crafters, bakers, things like that, we want to do everything ourselves, right? We're not making any connections. We're not networking. So, where even if if you had clientele, people like your recipe is your recipe. It does not matter where that recipe is. It does not matter what pan that cake is baked in, what cookie sheet those cookies are baked on, what mixer mixes up your stuff with your buttercream. It doesn't matter what rolling pin you use to roll out your fondant. Those are the skills that you have. So whether you are doing it in that bakery, if it's in somebody else's bakery, if it's in a ghost bakery, if you had to do it from your kitchen temporarily until you were able to rebuild, that situation does not take away your skill, your gift, your blessing. But if you're going to let that stop you from fulfilling and continue to work on your skills, your blessing, then that is on you. That is not a lack. That is not a lack of motivation. That is straight up fear. So we said it was a lack of motivation, which what I'm saying is it's just fear. What I'm saying is you don't have a plan in place to make sure that this does not happen again. Or even if it does, what can I do to keep the train moving? Okay, yes, I lost that. But who do I know? Hey, I lost everything. I can pay you a few bucks to come in here, use your kitchen, use your roller, use this, use that, whatever it is. What plans are you planning for the what ifs? That is the problem with a lot of crap. Why I don't like that word. I like to talk to those who are creative business owners, who are entrepreneurs, who are going to plan for the what ifs. I am guilty of not knowing where to focus and lack of motivation. And as long as this is, look, I want your money, right? Because I'm not going to give it away for free. But if you lack motivation and you can't get yourself out of it, you put yourself somewhere where there's somebody who's on the outside looking in, that can breathe life into you, that can feed you, that can help you. You have proven to yourself that you cannot do this by yourself. You have been trying to figure it out by yourself. You have been trying to figure out how to get focused by yourself. You have been trying to figure out to get motivated by yourself. Is it working? Is it working? Let me know. You doing it by yourself. Has it been working for you? Oh, baby, I'm look, I love me a good therapy, baby. Okay. I go through therapy. I've been through therapy, going through therapy again. I think therapy is a wonderful thing. And you definitely like I look, if you've never gone to therapy for at least 2 months, at least like 2 sessions per month, I encourage you to find, see if your insurance cover it. There's things like BetterHelp, like reasonable, like, but you want to get some sort of like therapy for that. But in conjunction with that, a therapist, if they don't know that business, they can tell you things, help you get out of it, and try to motivate you. But they can't really give you the resources and the roadmap to reach your goals because they're therapists. Their career track just taught them how to listen to what you're saying and be empathetic and give you a suggestion roadmap and some plans and some strategies to be able to help you. Therapists is nothing more than strategies to help your mental. Like they're not there to help your they're there to help your mental. You still have to figure out where to go. Okay, now I'm pumped up, whatever, I'm past this. You still gotta go do the thing. They can help you with all this, but the moment you go, that thing that's a trigger point, right? They can help, but they're like, are you really being able to address all of these triggers? What do I do when what do they can see you? What do I do when this trigger happens? So, like, when it comes to those triggers, how do you push past that? Like, and for some of the things, you're gonna have to get into it. You're not going to be able to get over it until you face it straight on. Okay. So now I'm here. Okay, I just got a question. You're a disabled veteran. Now, I have an uncle who's technically listed as like a disabled veteran. He's very much so able-bodied. It didn't stop him from doing certain things. He was listed disabled with the veteran, with the VA, and like all that stuff, but he still held. So, with saying that you are a disabled veteran, is that an excuse for you to use that and say, "This is why I can't"? Your disability and whatever has caused you to have this title and this label as a disabled veteran, does it keep you from baking? Does it keep your mind from working? Does it keep your hands from working? Does it keep you from standing up of it? If it does not, I don't ever want to see it again because that to me, it just becomes an excuse. You are trying to sell yourself. This is why you're trying to keep pulling excuses. You're not trying to find a solution. You're not trying to get yourself out of it. You're going to go and keep bringing up excuses. Then I see one here. My bakery has been repaired. So it's been repaired. We can work in it. Now what? So if it's that, I don't want to go this route and lose everything again. So what can we do where we can ease into it, right? What are some smaller things? Okay, yes, before I was doing all of this, that's a bit overwhelming for me, but I still need to pay this rent. So what can I do on a smaller level and build my confidence back up? It is very hard to go back into the main thing, like, if it's a trigger point, it's a place of trauma for you. We have to build our way back up to it. So what can you scale back on and not be afraid to scale back on? 'Cause I mean, if you're saying, I'm not motivated, that means you're not doing anything, right? Or are you just going through the motion, "Okay, I'm doing something." Are you just you're not motivated to do the things? That's what I thought. I thought, "Okay, so then, like, I'm not baking, I'm not doing anything, I'm not motivated." It's been repaired and you can work in there. Is it that it's just a lack of motivation to scale and grow? Are you still doing things? This is why I love my creative now sessions because baby, I'm gonna come at you and I'm gonna pull those things out because when you first go, it's like, okay, I'm gonna give you a little bit, I'm gonna get half truth, this, and now we're peeling back the layers. You might need to be in a community like Creative to help pull back those layers. Um, I hate that I missed Monday. Um, okay, so here we go, right here. Lately it seems every time I get an order, it never goes smoothly. The equipment breaks, the cuts don't cut, I get caught up in the details, and the custom design takes longer than it should. Okay, so that's one of the ones where if we were in the creative lounge session, like, I mean, I've been on a long time, like, I would then have some questions that can easily be answered because there's a lot of layers. None of those things are like quite the same, right? So I've experienced that. I just made a post. I did Ziny. I throw most of them away. But if you could see how many times this print messed up, and we were slightly late, we didn't get to see all of the monster truck drivers. We got there a little bit late. So trust me, I get that. I fully, fully, fully understand that with things going, not going so smoothly, right? Do you take Um, do you go and record those things? Do you journal those things? Like writing what happened, what was the issue? I just had this issue. Messed up again. My summation printer. Hold on. This is not all of them. Um, where this isn't all of them. The cyan was messing up. This is actually a little bit better. I don't know which one this one was. It was some missing here. This one not on the back of this. Where I mean, I had to work with it, work with it, work with it, and it set me back. There's going to be setbacks. There's going to be times where, like big companies, they go through this and they don't have, like their machine, like their main machine goes down. Hopefully, you have a backup. So if the cuts are not right, are we really looking at how we're cutting? Where could be? I've said on countless occasions, record what you do. It's not recording it for content. It's not recording it for you to become, put it on YouTube. It's for yourself. You can look at that and really see. Maybe it was in your mind because we're like, okay, this should be second nature to me. I know that I was putting this in this position every time. Maybe you forgot one little step. I don't know if you're using a Cameo, if you're using a Cricut, if you're using a Season, because all the print and cut processes are different. The cut process, maybe you forgot to change a blade, and like to you, it's second nature. Oh, I could have made this mistake, but how do you know if you don't have like actual proof of what happened? Which is why I have been saying for the longest, record what you do. You can really see the steps that you're going through. See those mistakes are happening. Write them down and then help. Okay, if it is this cut, This is where those questions come. This is where you're in communities like Stillaholics Anonymous Facebook group, Honesty Speakers Facebook group, where you're going to go, you're going to either record a video, you're going to do a detailed post, you're going to post some pictures, and you're going to get help instead of, okay, well, it didn't work. So, oh, well, I'll try it again next time. Well, if you don't know what the issue was and don't know what the answer or the solution is, you're going to run into the same issue. If you have a community that's saying, hey, ask your questions, post your questions, the creator of this group is here to help, but you don't, then you have no one to blame but yourself if no one knew what your issue was to be able to help you. So if we want it to run smoothly, what are you doing to help yourself get to be smoother next time? You're just relying on your own skills, your own knowledge. Okay, well, I'm gonna just try it again, but we're not getting to the root of the issue. Have you sought help for any of the things that went wrong? When they go wrong, even if you got past it, you fixed it, ask the question, "Hey, I experienced this, yeah, does anybody know, like, what happened with it? What can I do to prevent this next time?" It's okay to ask the questions even after the storm. Okay, so he says, "I'm not using any of that as an excuse. I'm a baker and a chef." Okay, so where does the issue lie in? So your lack of motivation is preventing you from doing it. So this is now where that is because I saw all these things. You're telling me you're not using it as an excuse. You're a baker and a chef. So you said the question is like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. Is lack of motivation. So that lack of motivation is affecting what exactly? Because now it's like, okay, no, that's not an excuse. I'm a baker. I'm a chef. My building is repaired. I'm in here. I'm driving. I'm working. So that lack of motivation is affecting exactly what? I really think I'm in a stuck position because this state of blah started within the last 6 months or so. I'm hoping to find a passion that will get me excited again. Um, so that can be a good thing and a dangerous thing, right? Relying on a passion versus a purpose and a goal, right? Because if you're looking for some like it could be all these things, and you know the story of there's a guy like he's in he's in the water and it's like he's praying to God for help, send me help, send me help, send me help. And so then the first boat comes by, oh no, God's gonna save me. Okay, or they leave. The next boat comes, whatever, the God's gonna save me, whatever. Send the next one. Then he goes and he drowns. He gets to heaven. Oh God, like, what's up? Like I'm your good and faithful servant. Like, why didn't you help me? Oh, I sent you 3 pounds. So it's like you were looking like for him, his help was God was somehow gonna reach down and snatch him up and just he's just gonna float on air. He's gonna magically learn how to swim. The water level's gonna what were you expecting, sir? Because he sent you three people, he sent you three boats to help you. So now you were here because you were stuck, right? So I say all that to say, like, it's just if you're looking for a specific passion, a specific thing to spark that passion, you may not even recognize it when it comes because you don't. It's not attached to purpose. It's not attached to support a plan. You have to. You have to go off this passion for the focus blueprint. Have you guys heard about the focus? Who here has not heard about the focus blueprint? Who hasn't heard about the focus blueprint? All right, so that means maybe some of you guys have not gotten through some of my longer videos. Okay, I'll remember to start talking about it more on the front end. That way, if you don't watch the end, you'll know about it. But our focus blueprint is over it. But if you have heard about it and you have used it, if you want to testimony how it helped you, but basically, I created this blueprint that helps you basically gain focus. It's going to help you really align your goals. It's going to help you create a plan, help you figure out the things that you need to get rid of. That's, hey, this can be just for pleasure. Like the things that I want to accomplish and my goals, equipment, this particular uh, craft supplies don't align with my goals. So right now, I'm not going to put focus on those things. That is what the focus blueprint is designed to do. Um, so it says here I have. All right. So with the focus blueprint, it is a framework that is, you know what? I'm going to do it this way. Hold on. Uh, Let me pull up the file. Let's file. This file. Let's go over here. Okay. So the focus blueprint is a framework optimized for creatively unlocking success, right? So there are four phases of it. There is a self assessment, there is this exercise to help you kind of declutter, just really make sure that what you have and what you see, like that you're constantly seeing aligns with your goals and your visions. We're going to have some things that we may, may not need. We go through this thing of looking at what you need to keep, sell, clearance, donate, and trash when you're going through that decluttering process. It'll help you clear your creative space, clear your mind. When you decide you're going through these things, it's like, okay, I don't need this. Like it clears it out of your mind, and you're not like, oh man, like if I don't have every piece of equipment, if it's not making me money, then I'm not successful, right? So it really helps with that. Then you have the goal segmentation and just like understanding your goals, um, how to segment your goals. All goals are not created equal. They are not, they don't hold the same weight, they don't hold the same value. And that is what the goal segmentation does. It breaks them up. And even within that, like Donnie said today, like they're kind of like micro goals and things in there, which that's how my framework is already built in. It's like this rating system for you to figure out like what's most important, what's not, what's going to be time consuming. And then the last part is going to be the success mapping. So we're going to now take all these things. Let's look at our self assessment and what we said, what our why was, identifying what our focus blocks are, what our who it is that we want to serve. Once we declutter and really hone in on the things and the supplies and the equipment that we need to help us reach our goals, it's going to align with them. Now we know our goals. Okay, let's put this all together and let's create a plan for success. If you're looking to block out, like do time blocking, that's something that's very popular. People talk about time blocking, but if you don't really know how you're utilizing and spending your time, it's really hard to time block because you're not really taking account of that dead time that you're just feeling like busy work and stuff like that. So that's what the success mapping comes in. So I'll just go through a few pages of this. So each goal, like each part of it, has a different focus statement, right? That's why you see the dots because it's focus, but we have focus throughout. So the whole thing is just a framework optimized for creative success, but for creatively unlocking success. Then for the self-assessment, facing obstacles, clarify unspoken struggles. how we kind of went through with like amazing, Amazing Grace Bakery. So it's like kind of sort of addressing some of these things like, okay, what is your why? What is your purpose? How will life look different if you were to reach these goals? What are some of your focus blocks? What's keeping you from being there? Is it family stuff? Is it, finances? Is it personal obligations for like your church? Is it health? Are you a caregiver? So, what are some things that would be potential like roadblocks? It's like walking you through that. If you're spending too much time in groups, is it that you don't have any direction and guidance? So, those things are outlined in the second part of the self assessment, where it's discovering your focus blocks. The third part of that self assessment is deciding who you want to serve. Who do they look like? Where do they hang out? What's their style? Do they have disposable income? Like these are things that are going to be important because if you are someone where you want to cater to a demographic that doesn't have a lot of disposable income, you can't go and offer them, products and services that are two, three, four, $500 because they may not have those resources. I know people like say, "Oh, if they got um, they find money for what they want. They got J's on. They want to shortchange me." But that's not the story for everyone. Some people genuinely don't have it, but they would like, there is somebody out there that could give them some form of custom shirt. That's how I operated my event planning business. I did not go after high end clientele. That's how I operate even in this business. I can teach on a high. I have had so many people tell me I am wasting my time trying to help practice. I am wasting my time trying to help beginners that they don't appreciate it. They just want somebody to tell them, sell them a fantasy and the good life and this, that, and the third. But what I have to offer and how I break things down, I need to put this like I need to be speaking to those on a different mindset, on a more elevated mindset. But I got into this when I went through this and I broke down who is it that I wanted to serve. I'm like, I don't want beginners. I don't want those who may not, they're trying to build something for them to feel like, okay, well, I have to get the coaches, the YouTube videos with the blind leading the blind. They can't really help me elevate. They can only just show me a few things, right? I want to be a person. I am skilled. I have a certain level of expertise in this, and I want to offer that expertise to those that, look, I can't afford a $200 class, but okay, it's broken up. You can, most fires like standard classes or standalone classes, a la carte classes, $25, 25.63, maybe 30.65. We've had some when you fit in when it first launches, we've had some $15. We have the design challenges from 2023. They're still $5. You can learn a lot from that. So we try to keep it affordable. Like that was always my thing was I wanted to provide affordable resources. Okay. I wanted to provide like affordable resources to those that did not have a lot of disposable income in my event planning business and even in this, right? So you have to identify those and go through that self-assessment and just figure that out, right? So then we're going to go through the decluttering process. Find order to clear unproductive surroundings. That's in your mind, that's in your actual craft space, especially if you have a smaller space. How can you maximize on that space? That is what that's going to help you. Then we have the goal segmentation. Focus objectives can uncover your strengths. Now let's look at, because some of these goals, how we do the rate system, there's also a part that says assistance required. And for certain things, assistance won't be required. These are things that you are strong in. You can do them if you just buckle down. So you're going to find your strength in this goal segmentation. And then we're going to put this all together and we're going to map out success. And your goals can change every time. Like you can literally come back to the goal implementation part and maybe every 12 weeks, every 3 months, every 6 months, every year. Whatever you want to break it down, those goals will change. Once you have gone through the mastery part and you've gotten this, I'm going to replace one mastery goal with another one once I've actually mastered it. So it's an ongoing process, but it keeps it structured for you. So then the mapping success is organization creates unstoppable systems. When you that is the part for those who want a business. Businesses do not work without systems. Businesses do not work without systems. Whether it's automation systems, it's the systems and how you operate, it doesn't work without systems. How can we map out this success and create unstoppable systems? That's what that part will help you. Even if you don't get the support and accountability option, just going through that part, it will help you, like it'll set you on the right track. Okay. So we go through why focus matters. You can go back on this and like pause it if you want to like read it or whatever. And then you're going to see like our assessments, define your why, discovering focus blocks, deciding who you serve. I'm going to go to the compatibility checklist. And so this outline is this you? Start but never finish it. Your craft room is full of half finished projects, abandoned ideas that once excited you, but now they're collecting dust. And you check you buy more than you use. You spent money on tools, materials, equipment, convinced that they are the missing pieces to your success, only to let them sit untouched because you're too overwhelmed to start or even like finish or complete them. That's number two. Can you check off number two? Yes or no? Three, you're drowning in clutter. Your physical space mirrors your mental chaos. With supplies you can't even remember buying, a workspace that feels more like a storage unit than a sanctuary for creativity. Can you check off number three? You feel paralyzed by your choices because you got way too many of them because you're jumping on everything that they say in the group. So now you got way too many choices. You don't know where to begin because every idea competes for your attention. And you're trying to do it all at once, leaving you doing nothing at all. Can you check off number four? Mistakes, procrastination for laziness. Let's call a spade a spade. Some of y'all are just lazy, okay? Or you're just procrastinating. They're not one and the same, right? So, but the truth is your brain is overloaded. You lack focus to decide what to prioritize. That's the most important part. What are you prioritizing? You can't. You don't have enough hours in the day to do everything, but you can set priorities and then like knock those things off. Or if you need to spread out the priorities, but what are you prioritizing? Do you have any priorities? Can you right now write down at least 3 to 5 things that are a priority, like specific things, not just get more sales. How can we get that? Is getting a website, setting up your Etsy, creating systems. Let me create my order form. Let me write out everything that I want to offer. Do you have set prices for them? What is the priority for success right now? Okay. You're following every trend. You check your craft, tool, trend, hoping it will spark passion. Haha. What it really says, spark inspiration, only to fall behind and feel like you'll never catch up. Okay. Struggles to see results. Sometimes you guys have success, you're seeing the results, but you just struggle to really see them, right? But it could be you've poured time and energy into your side hustle, but the lack of completion or clear direction means you're not seeing the growth or satisfaction you desire. You avoid hard truth. You don't want to admit that saying yes to every idea or impulse purchase is really saying no to your goals and your focus. Nine, you want success but fears failure. You dream of turning your creativity into something more. The fear of not being good enough keeps you stuck in analysis paralysis. How many of these are you checking off? All nine? Three, four, five? How many off? If you're checking these off, you need I don't know why we're still here. You need to be over on Shop HSA. Click the link that I dropped in the comment section. I don't know why it's showing up on Facebook. I'm gonna go over to Facebook and put it in there, or just go to shop.hsa365.com, scroll down, you're gonna see the focus blueprint. Right? So here are like just some expectations of what you're gonna get from like the workbook. And I don't want to go like too far into this because yeah, explanation, how does it work? And then we go through different things here, the decluttering process, the framework for it, the instructions, how to sort it. It's like a three-phase part for it. And then, oh, this is the old one. The new one has the goal. see. I think it's the one that I had. Okay, hold on. Yeah, not the latest one, released to January 2025. So let me pull this up because the third part of it has been released, and the fourth part for the mapping success, that part is going to be released at the top of February. So we have the goal segmentation. So the problem and the solution. So we're outlining that why matters, why it works, we're breaking down the framework, and then we go through some goals. So what's mastery goals, what's continuous goals, what's future prep goals, what's system goals. So we're going to go through all that, and then there are worksheets that go with it. Um, you can get right now. The workbook is like you're getting the workbook, but you also kind of get orientation, you get a little bit of help. It's not the support. Eventually that will be one to where you're only getting like the workbook, you won't get any additional downloads. Right now you have access to like download like the worksheets like by themselves. Once you have that, well, not the worksheets, like the actual Excel spreadsheet where you can go in, put in, you don't have to like recreate it yourself. You have access to that now. When you have the workbook, it's just the one there. You have to print it out. It's not the setup. So eventually, the workbook only won't have any of the added resources it has right now. It's just I have to separate it. So then you get the workbook and the physical copy. Once we release the fourth one, the fourth part of it, then that part is like the physical ones that you can really have it if you don't want to print it all out yourself. That one will drop soon. Will start to be shipped out soon. And then the bundle, the, the physical, the workbook, and you get the support group and accountability where we're meeting on a regular basis and just kind of checking in, making sure that if you need any guidance, help, if you're stuck, just making sure that you're doing the things. We'll have sessions where, hey, we'll be on. Let's go through decluttering. Let's go through like this is your time to sit down. Let's write out your goals. If you want to, help, like hold the room for like some of these goals, things like that. So it's just accountability and support. It's not coaching through it. It's accountability and like support and just scheduling that time in and prioritizing that time for yourself. So those are the three options. Um, for getting this. You with all of them, you have immediate access to the actual workbook. Download it, start working through it, going through the framework, the orientation session. The next one is next week for the next orientation session, where I just kind of really just break it down, answer any questions that you guys may have during that. This is the focus blueprint. When you're on the main page, you just scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, and you're going to see that. Choose which one you want, add it to your cart, check out. If you got some rewards points, use those. But I'm telling you, it will change your life. You need to go to the website and get this today. 1365 is not, it's a drop in the bucket. You have probably wasted that money this week. Figure out somebody you can get. Let me borrow 1365. Well, if you're in Florida plus tax, or North Carolina, Texas, Georgia, those are places that we have to charge taxes on. But get the focus blueprint, start working through it. Okay. Where is this? It's on our website shop. I put it, you're on YouTube, so I put it in the chat, but I don't know if it's like links in the chat. I will also put it in the comment section if you come back to this, or if you just go to our website, hsshop.hsinc365.com. That should be at least in the chat or like on our YouTube page. It'll take you right to it. If you come to our website, you're gonna come here and you're going to get this. Okay. Um, could you offer services on a high end and low end at the same time? So, yes and no, right? It there's certain levels like to it. If like how are you bringing it? How are you marketing it? Like through social media, it really is hard to kind of do both. But if you're doing certain things like you're showing up, in person, And you have separate, I'm gonna drop my desk down. You have separate media that basically outlines like your services um, that are more on a high, high end level versus lower end one. You can kind of sort of like when you're physically um, you just create two separate systems and you're like presenting just the lower things to this group of people, but it your messaging does kind of get mixed up. So depending on how you're using social media and if you're doing more content about the lower end stuff, the people who desire a higher end experience, a luxury experience, they're gonna kind of wonder, okay, is my experience going to be watered down? So that's going to affect them actually coming to it, they're seeing more of the lower, and not so great, not say great, but it's just a lower expectation, it's a lower price point, but they're looking for luxury, they're looking for a higher end. Those who are at that point where they're able to get all these expensive cars and luxury cars, they're not looking at Toyota Corollas and stuff like that. That's not on their radar. They're not even going to step foot on a lot that has a Toyota Corolla. Like the lots that they're going to go onto are going to be ones where there's nothing but high end cars. So your business is going to be the same way. Now, be a way where let's say like for shirts, right? You have those that want more of a like they want a more quality shirt, a lighter shirt. So although your services are it's still like t-shirts, like your business isn't like set up where you're really trying to attract higher end, you can offer better quality, like quality options. So someone that just wants a shirt, they don't care about the quality, they might get the gilded shirt, right? And that's how they can save a few bucks. But if I'm going to put this on a comfort colors, I'm going to put this on American Apparel, I'm going to put this on a Bella Canvas, this now costs more money, not because of the design, because it's a better quality shirt. It's going to last longer. I'm going to take more care. So that would be a you have pricing options and quality options for them to choose from. Um, for me, like let's say items like this, right? I'm never going to have a low quality option because maybe what I'm not doing is I'm not the work to cut this out is the same if I got Dollar Tree foam board, if I got quality foam board. So no, I'm not going to go and say, okay, well, you can either get our good foam board or you can get a cheap Dollar Tree foam board. I'm not putting this kind of work in on a cheap Dollar Tree board. Like it's not that. So there are certain things that you can have a more quality version and then a premium quality version. But as far as clientele that's seeking higher end services and just interactions, right? So how are your offers presented to them? What is your experience? Like some people are not going to want to just for higher end. I'm not coming to your inbox. Okay, like you better have some sort of system where I can, confidently run my car and things like that. Like I'm not dealing with just inboxing. How do you communicate with them? What's the verbiage that you use when you're speaking with those on a high, like who want a higher end like service? Um, um, what's the uh, what's your communication like? What's your customer service like? What's that experience? So that part is what I'm saying. Like you really, really can't, but you can offer different qualities to from like gilding to like a little bit more expensive. But now, let's say you want somebody, yeah, I want this birthday shirt, and I've used an example, but I want Gucci. Are you willing to go and are you confident in your skills so that you won't mess up putting a detailed print on a Gucci t-shirt? So like I don't want even comfort color. That's still too cheap for me. I want you to put this design on this $500 t-shirt. I still want the design part. I just don't want to be in a cheap shirt. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like a yes and no situation. So I would love classes, but I can't afford it. And that's the thing too, right? So sometimes taking the right class will put you in position where you are going to profit more and it's that class is going to pay for itself. But if you're just trying to pull it together, it's going to take you longer to get to the feel like, okay, I can afford a class, but then your mindset is gonna be, oh, Well, I got this far. I don't need a class. We keep ours very affordable. If you're trying to make money, you're going to have to invest in something. Are you someone that's running your business where you didn't buy any equipment? Because some of our classes are less than a lot of this equipment that you're buying. Even an Epson printer that's $200, you can take a class and not have to pay $200 to be able to learn this, learn how to design. How important is it for you to get to your goals? How fast do you want to get to them? If you're slow moving, if you're doing them yourself, if you're doing Facebook, free Facebook lives or free YouTube videos and things like that, but it's taking longer. You're still not seeing these profits. If you're doing these things and you're in every group, you're on every free live video, but they're not giving you enough guidance, enough information, enough structure, enough help for you to pay for a $25 class, is it really worth it? Is that live? Is that free resource really that valuable to where you could not even pay for something that was $25 for a class, $50 for a class? Are you not selling enough to where you couldn't go and sell two or three shirts and pay for a class? So we have to think about it from that perspective. If you're saying I don't have enough to invest in myself, why should your clients feel like they got enough money to invest in your shirts? Oh, I can do it myself. How we think about our business, like other people may be feeling the same way. Like you don't want, I don't have money to be able to do this. I ain't got the money for that. Where they're feeling like I ain't got the money for no jumbo card that costs $20 and you made it with $5 worth of stuff, but you want to charge me $2. I ain't got that kind of money. I'm a DIY it myself. Right? It's gonna take them more time. You can't save time and money. When are you going to make the decision to invest in yourself? If you're not doing these orders to fill a immediate need, like okay, I got to do this to make my rent. If it's going to be money that you're going to then go and use it at the movies and it's pocket changes, all these other things. What can you sacrifice to go and get in the room? Our creative house 360, 1 month. And you get access and you can watch all those classes that's there, take notes that you need. You can download them, but you can take whatever notes that you need from it and this, that, and the third. You can attend 1 month of live class, ask as many questions as you want. So even if you have to do it month to month, let me figure out how to get to 3650 so I can get in the room. I can ask these questions. I can be involved in the creative challenge. And then as your skills and as that helping you make more money, you can look at some of our other classes. Silhouette Studio. When it's a class that's like over $100, you can use Sezzle, you can use Affirm, you can use Klarna, you can use Afterpay. It'll break that up. I can't speak for anybody else. Our classes are affordable. So when you say you can't afford classes, I don't know if you looked at my prices for classes. You're talking about somebody else's, other folks that's charging $200 a month for some bullshit. But hey, mine ain't like set up like that. So those what you're saying you couldn't afford, look into our classes and the price points for them and what you actually receive for that price point. Is this Respect Creative Academy custom product, pricing, therapy session, and posable print a good place to start? Yes, they are. Yes. So pricing, if you're stuck on pricing, then yes, that will help you understand. So now, therapy session two is like, so there was a therapy session one, therapy session two. Now, will two work on its own without one? Maybe not. Pricing profit also breaks it down a certain way. So yeah, that's just kind of breaking down your relationship and your mindset about how you approach pricing. If you're not doing things like charging design fees, if you're not accounting for everything that you do, like there should be a dollar amount, looking at your equipment as workers and things of that nature. Like that's what the pricing therapy is to help you adjust and transform your mindset on how you are approaching your business and pricing and being afraid to charge the value of what something is. Yes, I decided to declutter. I have one passion project, one learning, trying to use what I have and by only what's necessary. I'm definitely streamlining. Do you know what's necessary? Have you truly defined your goals? So when we say, okay, we can say that like it sounds great and that's a good thing, right? So that you're on that mindset. But how do you know what is necessary? Have you written out your goals? Have you decided like the things that you are going to say no to? No matter what, like, hey, I'm focused on doing this. I need to get this part straight. So although you're asking me about this, I cannot I can't be distracted. I can't go and do this because it's gonna take. Are you clear on your goals? If not, get that blueprint to help you determine like what you need to declare and what you need to focus on. Things that make sense. Okay, I got one more question. I want to do customized footballs. Where do I start? OMG. Okay, please look at me now. It's okay. Hey, just say. I don't mind investing. I just can't wait. It can be overwhelming with some classes. Some of those classes are 150 bucks. So let me ask you a question, right? If you, what are some of the classes that you feel like subject matters that you feel if you took a class, it would help you right now? So tell me some of the subject matters that you would be interested if you could afford it. Like, don't worry about the price. What would you be interested in taking classes on? Okay. Because you are dropping jewels, and I am not clear. Okay, so customized footballs. There's a couple different ways it can be done. The crafter way is to use like the heat applied transfers. So you'll see people using a lot of like Jet Pro 3G or like Avery, and they're going to heat it on. So you want to get there's some that are like universal type. They say that they're universal, but they don't quite fit. All foot bars are not created the same. You got to think of the size. Is it the smaller one? Is it a regulation one? Is it the one that's like for high school? Is it the pro size? These things are all different. I will say that with the skills that you have acquired and the tools, so you're halfway there with the tools that you purchased because of the foam board class and that specific type of blade. So you're partly there with what you will need and learning to make precision cuts with like cutting through the foam board. When we went through the training of like not cutting too deep, you've already learned how to apply like the right amount of pressure to either get through, cut. So you've gotten these skills. Remember, I talked about developing skills. I teach skills. So how you learn to cut has already set you way ahead of anybody else that wants to do this because you know how to hold the blade, you know how to use the blade, you know how to adjust your pressure, you know how to use that little pinky as you're going around. You've gone through the training of what we did, all these ins and outs, right? So when you're going around that stick, you already have the mindset homework class about what it will take to go around these small intricate areas. You are more than halfway there. What material, having the right template. You can go and you can get certain templates and people have them, try them out. I would not, y'all know for me, I don't recommend that you invest the first time that you do something. I do not recommend that you invest all this time into a design and this and the third. You know from phone board, did we immediately go into a design and a cutout and this, that, and the third? No. Our first session, it was what? We're gonna cut some straight lines. We're gonna cut some curved lines. We're gonna go and cut halfway through. It doesn't matter if a design is on there if you don't know how to do the thing. No, once you go, you watch a video, don't need to be not a nary design on there, maybe just a solid color. I'm going to cut that out. I'm going to put that down. I'm going to see about heating it on there, cutting it. And once I have that, then I'm going to go and start to put a design like on it. Now, the design part is something different, right? So, are you going to get a pre-made template where you can change some stuff out, or are you wanting to challenge yourself and actually try out a full-on customized design? Now, that's something that's not about making the football. The design is a totally separate component than doing the customized football. That is one of the issues as well. People take classes like well, they feel like, oh, I didn't learn anything because they didn't learn to design. They can't create their own design. But the class was not to help you design. It was to help you create, learn how to make football. These are the techniques to do the football. These are the supplies you need to do the football. The design is something different. So yes, you may have to pay for another class to understand designing in general. But as far as the football, you get to either get one or you can make one yourself. We've gone classes about making templates. You buy that ball, you sacrifice it, right? Because you want an exact template. This is the ball or balls. You might get one or two that I plan to use. We're going to sacrifice them. We're going to go ahead and poke a hole in them, rip them apart, do what we need to do to create an accurate template for the balls that we are going to use. So it just depends on the route. You want the easy route where someone's going to give you a generic one and you're just going to do it, or you want it to be like, are you willing to put in that extra work to make sure that it works for the ball that you're using? But at the end of the day, most of them are using some sort of heat iron, like iron-on transfer. Me personally, I like vinyl, so I use an eco-solvent printer, a real eco-solvent printer, and I'm using real vinyl that will conform and it will stick to bumpy surfaces. And how I apply that, so I will probably end up using that because it's going to be a thinner profile. So those are things that you just kind of have to consider. Which method for print do you want to use? Um, Okay, so right now, graduation items. What graduation items? Which graduation items are you? So I mean, a graduation can just be a shirt. We just actually, if you're kind of late, so we talked about that a little bit earlier. I'm like, I can do a whole lot of. So I have my graduation one from last year. It was a boot camp. We went over everything from yard signs to graduation stoles. So there's a class that's just about like designing them, and then of course what you can do to put them together. We've done yard signs, we've done banners. Where is this coming? So there's designs like, why are you here? But designs like this for, don't mind that piece right there, for tumblers. I just had a grad fan. This is one style. There's a bunch of different ones. So we've had a grad program. We have our one for this year coming up, where you can learn to create a whole lot. And now that's going to be a bit of investment, but the way that I do mine is like you can either take certain classes and not do the whole thing. But if you're wanting to learn to make all these things, then that all those things you're making should definitely cover that cost if you plan to make money in grad season, or go slower. You don't have to do all these things this year. Like oh baby, girl is good at some stoves. This year, I am only focusing on fans and yard signs. I'm not doing a stove. I don't like doing shirts. There's no need for a stock. I don't do the whole little grad box thing, party favors. Like mine here, am I making chip bags and Capri Suns and Rice Krispie treats for somebody that's a damn senior in high school or college? Anybody got time for that? Like I don't do all that other stuff. I do stuff that's going to be easy to make money. I don't feel like I need to do this ridiculous bundle. I talked about that in my video earlier. What is it that you want to do? Is it that you're thinking about grad items, and because you're in this group, you're showing all this stuff, you think that you have to do everything under the sun? If this is your first year doing grad items like on that type of level, like a high volume level, do you really need to do everything? Do you have the capacity to do everything? You need to scale it back. That's why I asked, what grad items? And so if your answer is like all of them, I'm not gonna be the person to help you, because I'm gonna try to reel you in, and you're going to probably be able to afford the class is going to teach you like everything. So, what is it? You know, you have to be very specific on what your goals are and what you need to prioritize in learning. Um, I've been crafting for years. I've made money, but I'm just at a place where I want to learn structured techniques, not just doing things because I can. I feel it will elevate my business. And I highly recommend that you start to strategize a plan, figure out the class that you want. What's that cost going to be like every 2 weeks? Use the Sezzle, the Klarna, the Afterpay, the Affirm option where you can break it up and then get in that program. I'm not sure what design program you use, but we have the Silhouette Studio. This right here, Design in Silhouette Studio. Okay, Silhouette Studio. Silhouette Studio. A little bit of Photoshop for the fade. and it's actually double-sided. Perfect. This is sublimated. This is not a stole that came with the colored lines. This is the other side for her high school. And the other side was the college. Um, I have. I'm sure if you're new to me, but I'm going to start putting like reposting some of like the banners and the stuff I made for parties, like decoration type, decor type stuff, and stickers and fans and all the like mugs and stuff like that. Um, so magnets. Think about it. What are what would be the significance of the magnet? How would they use that? Even with buttons for grad stuff, I mean, some people get it because like they'll it's in their package, but do they is that something that people are really asking for? Oh, I need a magnet, for my graduate. I need a button for my is that really something they're asking for? No, people just see it, they kind of throw it in there. Like, what research are you doing? Talk to those who are graduating. What are some of the items that they are considering getting for their graduate, for themselves? The problem is a lot of the times too, you guys are just talking to other crafters. You're not talking to the consumer. A crafter's gonna make it seem like you need everything. Oh yeah, customer everything. And they're like, I don't care about all that bull crap y'all got. Like some they don't care about socks. Why do I need socks to just say I graduate? Who's gonna wear these socks? Like not everybody cares about those. So are you asking actual consumers, parents of seniors, seniors in college, like, are you actually talking to them? Are you polling them? Using your social media to get data. Are you guys doing that? People talk about a lot of content, do this, do that, but there's no one, well, other than me, that talks about utilizing your social media to get data from your customers. Um, Specifically fans of magnets, yard signs. So that's my area. I got you on the fans, yard sign. I'm going to teach everything, but when you're seeing me do stuff, I'm only doing fans. My process for fans is a little bit, and I'm also like bigger fans. I have on board. So fans and yard signs is really all I'm doing. I have obligation 3 people who's like literally like they are from last year, and I might do a couple cap toppers, but I don't know the cap toppers this year. She said, "Well, you don't definitely reeled me in." I'm gonna stick with the grad. Okay, so even if you're not able to over here to our website, even if you're not able to be a part of the full grad like program, search over here. I don't even think that one is on the website anymore. So there was there's a grad fan boot camp, and then there was a grad fan. What was it said? So the boot camp was it just basically showed you 5 ways. So it wasn't really about like full on like designing it or just under designs. It was about the, like 5 different ways. So whether it's uh, screen cut with like a regular printer dye base pigment ink, pigment ink or laser. If you're going to do sublimation, the method where you're putting laminate, or you're going to get like paddles. If you're doing the Dollar Tree paddles, so we kind of went through that. Using a cutting machine versus hand cutting, things like that. Like that's more so what this is, and our descriptions really break down. We don't, all these classes they just kind of put it up there and don't give a description. So it just tells uh, using a regular printer, summation printer, cutting machine, or just eye-catching graph pans from cardstock to glitter, NDF training. One stop, all-in-one training to learn skills that will last a lifetime. Um, so we teach you this Deloitte Studio, completely free. This year, I will incorporate just a little bit of Canva, like more so for like elements and resources, but Silhouette Studio does the job, especially for something like this. So if you have that one, lifetime access or unlimited access to classes, and as you can see, that particular one, if you want to just kind of take that and go back and view it, it was, I'm going to type things out again. Um, so that one was 33.65. The ones for souls, which was um So this one, I don't know if the free training is there anymore because it was like a combination of some things, but it was 2365 for the training. This one was for the boot camp. And where is the other one? So here are some templates. We also have a template vault where all of these are included. That is, I think, 8365. Oh, here, um, this right here, it says $1. It's not $1. So it was 125. If you did buy now, pay later, it's 135. But this is all the things that you learn. Business and pricing, stoles, fans, yard signs, grad cap toppers, home pillows, and tumblers, um, all sorts of things. And this was a 6 day thing, and you get one. It'll actually be on sale, drop, so it won't be any new like classes. So you can get um the old one. Although because I was told not to do the method I did because if I don't get the students, I'm already committing to those days. So it makes it kind of hard to be like, okay, adding on to this more of a higher ticket thing. I don't want to commit to those enough students, but I've already committed to those days. So I'm like, I'm gonna most likely do it separately again. And that one just won't be live and be able to ask questions. But this one will drop. I'm probably gonna drop this one probably tomorrow because the new one is coming out. So if you wanted to do this one, if you there was a discount code um, where the Vault has a lot of files and templates. So you're basically going to get a discount on the Vault, but you have to add this and the Vault together, and it'll give you a discount on basically our all of them because the class will come with every single template. I mean, we have one template that's in there that you can kind of work from. We actually built it out in the design one. We built out templates as well. So it's an amazing class. So if you want to do that one, you can do that and you know get the buy now, pay later. Give me till tomorrow. It'll be a discounted rate. Again, it will not be any live sessions. You still will get access to our exclusive Facebook community where you can ask questions. The way our videos are set up, you can ask questions on the videos. You just won't be in the live. It's not going to be any live teachings and trainings and sessions. But what you can do, right? So, oh, I did the template goal. So what you can do is we have the creative lounge and we have open Q&A sessions. We have a pro call day. I start every single session with kind of like an open Q&A, answer a few questions. So let's say, with that one, once it's discounted, you take that particular class, you can come to, like if you enroll in Creative Lounge, here's where you can kind of fill in those gaps of like specific questions you have been struggling with. So that gives you an option to the full grad program and getting those questions in real time, but you can still get some like live help. So get that class, watch the playback, join the creative lounge, and attend the live like Q&A sessions. That particular program meets every Monday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Baby, I'm telling you, there's money in Just Dance. If you market it correctly, do it right, you can be booked and busy and just swimming in fans. And it's better than trying to figure out this and stop. I got a summit. Like I like to remain focused. Okay. That's why I'm doing fans and yard signs because yard signs are easy. We're going to print them out on the roll and put them down. I have a cold laminator, so it makes it really easy. And then I don't have to cut them. I don't have to cut those down. Like I can have somebody else cut them down because they're straight cut. So um, that's something where it's not all hands on for me. So if you have help, the more help you have, the more you can add on. But if you're a one man, one woman show, try to limit it and just maximize on that thing or a couple of things. Okay. So that's that. So like I said, I mean, affordable like the grad stolen 35, those classes. What design program do you mainly use? The Happy Housewife. What design program are you using? Oh, it's 10:41. I gotta go put my child to bed. Lord Jesus, I didn't realize it was that late. Did not realize it was that late. Gotta go put my child to bed. 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 What design program do you I'm gonna do my last question, and then I'm going to go on about my business. Oh, even better. Silver Studio Basic Edition, Canva Pro, Cricut I can't help you with, but I mean you got Canva. There are some things now. I would recommend getting at least Designer Edition. We got a link on our page. $5. I would recommend getting at least Designer Edition because if you have Canva Pro, there are some things that you can do, but you need to have designer. You need to at least have Designer Edition. There's a way to do some things. Those who know. If you took like the card class, the Valentine's Day cards, if you know, you know. I show baby, yo, I was in my almost 4 hours of training. Okay, bomb.com. But there's if you know, you know, at least get it. And you can do some things in the free version, but the combination of Canva Pro and having designer edition, oh baby, it's gonna take you to a new level. Okay, a new level. But those are programs I can definitely help you with. If you have business, we have like I'm not sure your level of proficiency and just knowing Silhouette Studio. We do have the Essentials of Silhouette Studio. It's 365. Use the code 30 live, 30, yeah, 30 live. So 30 live. Whenever I'm live, that's the code that becomes active when I'm live. When I'm live, and you'll get 50% off. It's like whatever it is, and then use buy now, pay later. But you get 30-day training, a 14-week refresher, and a 10-week review. You get, I mean, it's a lot of content in that particular class, like that program. And it really, really breaks down Silhouette Studio for you to understand the program, inside and out. So that's another like option for you because when you go into the design class, I just focus on design. I'm not teaching you the intricacies of studio. I'm teaching you design, learning a design program, learning design, two different things. Okay. So she was like, I took that class, I can be proficient in the software. I don't do embroidery. My girl, I'm not sure if you follow Alexis Galloway from So Sweet Academy. She can help you on the embroidery side. Okay. But what I can't, I mean, I know of embroidery. We talked about it like in the creative lounge. You get access to that. There is a day where I'm breaking down embroidery. I break down 15 different ways to make custom apparel. All the different ways you can think of. We did it for 2 days, broke it all down. So I know of embroidery. I use embroidery. I understand about setting files up. I help people with like certain things for embroidery, how to incorporate like in their business. But really, really understanding like taking classes for sewing. She does live at 5 on Sundays, so she'll show you what's under her needle. You can learn a lot of techniques from her when it comes to that. So if you're not following Alexis Galloway, So Sweet Academy, make sure that you're following her. Okay. So I am out of here, guys. I got to get my child to bed. It is 10:41. Until next time, have a great one. To unlock your creativity, be incredible. I will see you guys tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Or was it 10 a.m.? Man, look for me one of those times. I forget which one I have that blocked off. We're going to complete my conversation that I was supposed to do earlier today on are you doing everything in your power to generate revenue for your business? So